right, folks, another one from the ghetto here. Quick one on content strategy for founders. This is going to be the 6 ways to turn your personal brand into a business asset. If you are a founder, a CEO, a leader of a firm of any sort, you are a creator, a coach, a consultant, you want to use content to create a personal brand for yourself. These are the 6 steps that you will need to go through. I'm going to jump right into it. But the foretaste of this is, number 1, remember, turning your personal brand into a business asset requires you build an audience, number 1, you position yourself as the authority, number 2, and you develop strategic content, number 3. I'll define all of that. So first step, there's 6 of these now. You want to turn your your content into a personal brand. You're creating interest, right? This is the know, like, and trust done digitally. Step number 1 is mapping your content plan. I know you guys can't see this. We're revamping the studio here, so bear with. Mapping your content plan. Know, like, and trust requires 3 types of content. The know is going to be growth content. Growth content is going to be things like how-tos. Show people what to do. The like is going to be stories, right? You want people to know that who you are. Tell some personal stories, anecdotes. And the trust is going to be insight content. And that has to be personal insight. If you didn't do the thing, you can't teach how to do the thing. So that's going to be your experiences, your personal hard-won lessons, the school of hard knocks. Remember, sales is done in know, like, and trust in content that happens as in growth content, personal content, right? A little bit about you. And trust comes across as insightful content. Insight, like the lessons. The difference between personal and insight is a personal story or an anecdote usually is your own, but it could be someone else's. I can tell you how Steve Jobs viewed, life is easier when you connect the dots in reverse. I can tell you how Elon Musk was 12 years old. He was coding at night on the same computer with his brother, but in the daytime they were selling e-com. Right? I can tell you stories. They might not be about me. It might be about me. When I started out, I was on Wall Street. These days I'm not. That's not the same thing as insight content. Insight content is when I launched Invictus and I didn't know I needed a firm offer. And I got my teeth kicked in because I wasn't sure. People say, what do you do, Mark? How can you help me? And I was like, I don't know. That's insight, right? That's going to be closer to here's a hard-won lesson. So number 1, step 1, map your content plan. Mapping your content plan means you're posting content manually in the beginning, and I'll touch the AI tools in a moment. But in the beginning, you need to be posting manually because you need to be engaging and seeing what the data looks like. Number 2, it allows you to refine your messaging. This is all under the content plan. And number 3, finally, you'll amplify your content. That's where you get to the AI tools. Amplifying content is repurposing. That's basically, in a nutshell, you want to test different angles of content. This is why you're posting manually. You want to gauge the audience reaction. That's the engagement piece. And you want to see if it's effective or not in terms of comments, shares, which version of the content is the most easily absorbed by your folks, right? Because video right now is the hot new thing. For a podcast, in my opinion, is an overlooked way to grow because if you at least pair it with YouTube, you can get a lot personal anecdotes in someone's ear is a very powerful method of approach. So number 1, map your content plan. If you want to turn your personal brand into a business asset, you start with a plan, right? Map it all out. Number 2, choose one platform, folks. 1. I know you want to be everywhere. We all want to be Gary Vaynerchuk or Alex Hormozi. It doesn't start that way. You have to start out with one platform. Don't be everywhere. Consistency is more important than anything at the beginning, and that means you start out in one place. You choose one primary platform. Personally, I like LinkedIn. I like YouTube now. And I'm not necessarily doing all of them hardcore at the moment, but I am building my own plan. So we're doing this. This is part of the whole feel out session here. But you don't want to be focused on the other platforms, but you do want a presence. What I mean by that is profile. Put your profile there. Exist on the other platforms and direct them back to your primary, right? There's no reason you can't put some repurposing, easy content on the other stuff. But for the main driver of what you're doing, if it's going to be webinars, if it's going to be teach-ins, YouTube shows, I don't care, podcasting, have a primary. So know your primary platform. Redirect the other ones back to you on that platform. And finally, most importantly, you got to stay consistent. Being consistent is a lot easier once you have a process. But it is honestly the hardest part of this whole thing. No different from eating right, no different from hitting the gym, no different from mental affirmations in the morning. Whatever you got to do, be consistent on that one platform. That's it. So choose your primary, direct the others back to it, and post consistently on your primary. That is number 2. So step number 1, mapping your plan. Step number 2, choosing one primary platform. Step 3, what to post. What do I post, Mark? People generally tend to post 3 things. The 3 things that folks most engage with, which is why it gets posted, is number 1, shared pain. If you share this thing sucks, do you have saggy diapers that leak? Does your marketing, are you creating content with no traction? Do you have, you've heard this, the pain points. What's the shared pain of the folks you're serving? Number 1, that is what you could focus on. A second one, new developments. The AI folks are all over this. Gemini just dropped some new release. It can do everything, right? You've heard this. Every newsletter is telling you, here's the latest and greatest. This is what Trump's tariffs mean. This is what you should be taking from the new ruling on such and such. Whatever new developments are going on in your space, I'm a big fan of Justin Welsh. I had this conversation with a friend of mine yesterday. Is Justin Welsh's new course doing well? Chatting about it. New developments. My point is, talk about the things the people want to know about, the developments in your space, the news, anything that is trending, cutting edge stuff, right? So in the AI world right now, how is AI changing content? I'm all over that. Share pain, new developments. The third piece is the dream outcome, right? This is Hormozi's big thing. Where do they want to get to? What is the end result of if they could wave a magic wand and the folks you helped, where would they be? Right? That's the dream outcome. So again, the shared pain, the trending developments, the dream outcome. That's what you post about in the beginning. You want to have a weekly framework to that. For example's sake, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday is agitate the pain. Wednesday is going to be some kind of personal story, industry insight, anecdote, whatever. And then Friday is the vision of success. You illustrate for them, whether through other folks you've helped or people who've done it. You profile the breakdowns of all these successful creators, whatever it may be. And again, this is not creator economy only. This applies to any CEO, leader, any firm. You run a SaaS, you work on Wall Street, one of my clients. It's the same. Content is content is content. This is how you win on the platforms. So, step number 1, you want to turn your personal brand into a business asset, you're going to have to map your content plan. Number 2, you choose your primary platform. Number 3, you define what you're going to be posting. Number 4, you need to humanize the AI. This is the piece that everyone is missing with AI. AI is great. I am a fan, the same as everyone else. I embrace it. I'm okay using it, with the sole exception of when you fake that it's you engaging with people and it's really a machine. However, AI can generate you drafts, but it needs to be overlaid with your stories. So you want to outline your stuff? I'm fine with that. You want to come up with content ideas? Great. AI away. But then I want to see you insert your actual personal life experiences. When I tell you, I walked out of the client meeting and they called me back in because they were interested in what I was talking about, and I gave them just enough info to get them curious enough to ask the follow-up question. I'm making this up on the spot, but you get the point. It's a story that draws you in. It's not the 10 steps to improve your content. It's the, hey, here's what I did and here's why it worked. That's a very different type of thing. When I've lived it, and I'm talking a personal story, like I lived it, and I share with you, I wrote a content column on LinkedIn around electronic trading on Wall Street, true story. And on the back of that, I ended up getting asked by firms at COVID lockdown, would I help them write their content? True story. And that made me realize that you can make a business out of being a content knowledge base for big companies who simply understand business but don't understand content. True story. Very different than if I tell you the ChatGPT output spits me, content can be a way to grow your business. Here's 3 things you should remember. Nobody cares, right? I can get that information. Information is useless. Stories are valuable. So again, after what to post, humanize your AI, whatever the output you're doing, whatever you have AI'd for a draft or structure, overlay that with your personal anecdotes. Okay. Step number 5, only direct message people with real value. This is a personal pet peeve of mine, pounded on the LinkedIn DMs. Hey, we do SEO optimization. We can help you grow 50% a day. Hey, we can get you more leads. Hey, do you have high taxes that you'd like to save money on? I can go on and on. Nobody cares. If I didn't ask for it, I don't want it. However, when you engage with someone in the content, I post something interesting, you respond. I respond to you in the content, in the comments. We go back and forth a bit. All right, the door's now open for me to DM you. But when I do, or when you do, don't DM the pitch. Don't DM the, oh, hey, we have a training class you might be interested in, or we have a book for sale that should help you. It's more of, here's free stuff that might help you based on our conversation. It might be my own stuff I send. It might be stuff that I think you'd find valuable. It might be just me copying and pasting from Dale Carnegie's book. Whatever it is that's free value that I actually think will help you, not the setup for the pitch, or just a pitch, right? That's not what you want. When you're direct messaging people, you're moving the relationship to a different level. We've gone from content world closer to IRL. If I meet you for a cup of coffee, we met for a cup of coffee, I'm not going to pitch you hard. I'm going to get to know you a little bit. I want to understand you if I'm good at what I do. You need to make sure that you are doing the DM thing right, because where people go wrong, they master all the content stuff and then they screw it up at the DMs because they're there to pitch and close. The sales process doesn't work that way anymore. The sales process is now inverted. The buyer runs the sales process. The prospect is in charge, not the seller. B2B is choking on this. They don't understand. The person that is in charge of the entire process is the one that can talk to your customers or other prospects without your knowledge. That's it. So put them in touch if you need to, but get people what they need. And if they know, like, and trust you, they'll move to the next step. So when you start getting towards direct messaging people, you're getting personal now. You got to be careful with this. This is where people get really, fired up. Hey, I enjoyed our chat back and forth in the public sphere, but guess what? You're pitching me and you're a douchebag in the private DM and I'm out. That's what you want to watch out for. So the 5 steps so far we've hit. Content strategy that you want to use your personal brand as a business asset. Number 1, map a content plan. Number 2, choose one platform so that you're consistent on it. Number 3, know what to post. That's going to be the shared pain, recent developments, dream outcomes. Number 4, humanize the AI with your personal stories. AI itself it's silly. It's useless. I can crank out all free information I want. The top 10 lists, 6 ways, the 5 mistakes you need to watch out for. What I want are your stories. I want to know what happened, why you feel the way you feel. I'll decide if I want to buy from you, but I want to know a bit about you. So humanize your AI. Step number 5, only DM real value. It's got to be real value. If you are DMing me and it is not actually valuable, I walk away and say to myself, hey, that was helpful. And you're shooting yourself in the foot. And number 6, it's an elevation to invitation, as I call it. You are never pitching anyone ever, ever, ever. You're inviting them. When you invite someone in to your larger world, they have the option. You can opt out. If you're interested, if you want to learn more, if you want to go deeper, never transactional. Buy my stuff. That's the worst thing you can do. So invite them. Inviting them means that something like you do workshops, if you want a free discovery call, private groups, all those things that you do are okay if you invite people and you're upfront about what it is. This is how I make my money. I run this community. I charge for a newsletter Substack. I teach people, whatever. Rule number 1 on Wall Street, everybody wanted to know how you were getting paid, me. I'm on the broker-dealer side. I'm selling algorithmic AI trading software to hedge funds. I can make my money in a couple of different ways doing that. I can trade against the hedge funds. I can profit by seeing their information illegally. I can just simply charge them a flat commission. I can charge, there's profit sharing. There's actually, in the wealth management world, there's a management fee. The point is, there's a lot of different ways for me, the buyer, to get screwed by you, the seller. I just want to know how I'm getting screwed. This is the conversation that they would have on Wall Street. So the hedge fund would say to me, I don't care if you get paid $1 gazillion, Mark. I just want to know how. I want to know, and I want you to be getting paid, because if you're not making your money, I know you'll get it out of me some other way. So I'd rather be upfront. This is New York business, by the way. This applies to you in the world of whatever you're operating in. Let people know how you make your money. Invite them if they want to go deeper. Let them know the commercials on what you do. It's okay. We're all selling something, right? You're either working for someone else and selling their thing, or you're working for yourself and selling your thing. No judgment. Sales makes the world go round. I was a sales guy for 30 years. I like selling. I understand. But you got to be upfront about it. So you invite people into the world of which they want to go deeper. You make them understand how you make your money, etc. Remember, the strategy is basically, number one, you're building trust, right? Content is building trust. Number two, you create clarity. The content you put out there should be very clear in helping people, what they should do next, etc. And number three, visibility. Content is about visibility. This is how you become the most valuable voice in your industry. Content. Content is not a marketing thing, not anymore. Content is not a sales thing, not anymore. It is a business strategic foundational level thing, like the founding of your firm. It's up there with, well, here's how we're gonna take funding from certain investors and not other investors, because they'll have a say in how we run the business. Your content strategy is that now. If you don't have a 50-person sales force banging on the phones, getting you business, or these days it's AI now, then content's your avenue. Like, you better have a strategy for that. And it's not a nice to have. It's talking to customers digitally. I spoke with a former boss of mine a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, he's older dude, my age. And he's like, yeah, Mark, you're right. I need to start doing the online writing thing. It's probably time. And I'm like, dude, it's not writing any more than sales is talking. Like, yeah, that's the modem through which the modus operandi of which it happens through. But content is communication. It's relationship building, if done right. All right, that's all I got for you. These are the 6 steps of turning your personal brand into a business asset. This is going to be made a little nicer, to be honest with you, going forward, but you'll see more of these. So thanks for listening, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.